People don't always get a heads up about when a certain moment is coming. It comes on after a lot of trouble sleeping, broken plans, and trying over and over to fix things that just won't bend. You've been taking on more, right? Even though I work hard, meditate, write in a journal, pray, manifest, and make plans, nothing changes. And you say, why isn't it working? As you look up at the sky. As painful as it is, the harsh truth is that you've been trying to align with a closed fist, and the world doesn't respond to fists. It means surrender. Jung once said, what you resist not only stays the same, it gets bigger. Even though you've been trying to believe in your future, your energy has been telling you, I don't have it. I'm not enough. I'm scared. And guess what? People are more interested in your energy than in what you say, which is why your efforts don't yield results. It's not because you're lazy or broken, but because you're stuck in survival mode and trying to run something that wasn't yours to run. What yours draws things to you, not what you want. If following, fixing, and solving are what make you who you are, your life will reflect the emptiness you're trying to escape. What if I told you that stopping right now is the most important thing you can do? Don't hold on. Do not push. Don't prove because you're afraid. Prove because you have faith. Prove because you are smart, not weak. For when you stop doing, you start becoming. The mind wakes up when the noise stops. When you stop getting in the way, the mind starts to heal, the shadow starts to come together, and reality starts to line up on its own. This is not the end of your work. It's just the start of giving up. It's not giving up. It's giving into something deeper and more true. Just let go and see what comes up. Let's start with chapter 1. Don't chase. You're getting in the way. We have been told a lie, that chasing leads to success and that never giving up on your goals will bring you happiness. If you just run faster, push harder, and keep grinding, you'll finally get what you want. But Carl Jung didn't tell us to follow our dreams. Why am I chasing this in the first place? He told us to ask ourselves. Because what you're after isn't always what you really want. It's just a band-aid for a bigger problem. Does love really matter when you want it so badly that it takes over your thoughts? Or the fear of being left alone again? When you think about money all the time, is it really about money? Or about taking the time to show those who used to make you feel small how valuable you are? It was a motivation that made Jung so smart. It was conflict. He said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. This means that your wounds will control your wants and needs as long as you don't face them. So, you keep running toward things because you think they'll make you whole. You can ask for what you want, but life gives you what you are. The energy behind your efforts will say, I am not whole. I am not worthy. I need this to feel good enough. If you're hurt, desperate, or broken, every goal you set will slip through your fingers, and your vibration is always reflected in the world. Your energy tells you, I don't have love, so it tells you, you're right. People get tired of relationships that don't work out, jobs that drain them, and approval that wears off over time. It's not because the goal is wrong. It's because the person behind the goal is bleeding. This isn't about the thing itself. It's about what you think it will fix inside you. The uncomfortable truth is that you wouldn't even be able to hold what you want right now because the old pain is still making your hands shake. It wasn't Jung's job to help you make your ego work. His job was to help you integrate your soul, to stop chasing and face the part of you that's been saying, I'm not chasing success. I'm chasing wholeness. Now is the time to change your thoughts. Before you ask the world for more, ask yourself, what part of me still feels empty? Once you heal that, you'll stop chasing what wasn't yours and start drawing in what was meant to be for you all along. It's not about giving up on your goals. It's about cleaning up your reasons. The unconscious then gives up, and the world tells you, now you're ready. You're not here to find alignment. You're here to become it. And becoming starts with being still. Chapter 3. Being detached doesn't mean shutting up. It means waking up. Don't let go because you've lost or given up on the result. Let go because you've finally realized the truth. I was never meant to be in charge of the world. It was meant to help me understand who I am. Apathy and acting like nothing matters are not the same thing as detachment. It's about getting your energy back from places it didn't belong in the first place. Being quiet and sure of yourself says, I've done what I could. Now I give up what I can't. It became clear to Kyung that obsession doesn't lead to real change. Submission does. Not passive despair, but a deep alignment with yourself. It's not possible to fake empathy. It's not possible to scroll through Instagram and say, I don't care anymore, while also checking your phone every 5 minutes for a sign or a shift. The unconscious mind doesn't listen to what you say. It listens to how you sound. If you still feel like I need this to feel whole, then life will keep showing you how you're not whole. Being detached doesn't mean you don't want something. It means you don't count on something. Inside you, even if this never comes, I am still enough. The paradox is that everything starts to move when your energy finally aligns with that truth. It's not because you forced it, but because you're no longer fighting it. People who are already whole are the ones who life bends for, not those who beg to be finished. If you're in pain right now because you're stuck in that web of waiting, worrying, and hoping, take a moment to breathe. What part of me still believes this one thing will fix everything is the question you should ask yourself. The part of you that wants love, approval, or success doesn't need to be fixed. It just needs to be seen. Not by everyone, not by your parents, not by your ex, but by you. As soon as you can see yourself clearly and not feel bad about it, you stop looking for mirrors outside and start becoming your own. That's where the real change starts. In the chase. Do not beg anymore. Not anymore showing. Being who you are, fully, unashamedly, and strongly. Let there be void in chapter 4. This is where change takes place. What happens after the fight, the passion, the gripping, and the begging? Something you didn't expect. Nothing. Nothing. No prize. No sudden great event. Nothing but silence. The world looks the same when you wake up. The phone doesn't ring. Your heart hurts still. The chance hasn't come up yet. The message is still not here. A voice inside me asks, was any of that even worth it? Most people break down at this point. It's become second nature to think that if we let go, something good will come right after. The world doesn't move on your timetable, though. It moves in a way that is in sync with your energy. It looks at who you've become without the thing you asked for before giving it to you. You're now in a void, a place that doesn't feel like anything but holds everything. Your old self has died, but your new self hasn't come into the world yet. There's no plan, proof, or outside feedback to let you know you're on the right track in that space. There's only you, your thoughts, and the deafening silence that makes you trust something you can't see yet. The creative gap is the name for this area. According to Jung, in all chaos, there is a cosmos. In all disorder, a secret order. Things that don't seem to be changing on the outside are actually changing deeply on the inside. No, your soul is not on hold. It's being built. Your mind is changing how it works. Your nervous system is changing so that you can get what you used to beg for, because old wounds are coming apart and new beliefs are taking hold. Your ego tells you it's not working because you can't see it happening. You'll hurt yourself if you believe that lie. You'll begin following again, stopping everything that is quietly happening behind the scenes. The gap isn't a punishment. It's a way to clean things up. It takes away everything you relied on, like outside approval, the false sense of control, and your need for results, leaving only your truth. And when you stop chasing things and start becoming them, the world will listen. Because energy is always true. No matter how many statements, mantras, or vision boards you make, if your energy still says, I'm scared it won't happen, then life will show you that. The gap is the time when you have to become the result before it happens. Can you feel rich before the cash actually comes in? Is it possible to feel loved before the relationship starts? Are you free before things change around you? You can shrink time if you can. What you do is turn waiting into being. You make silence draw people to you. When you become what you want, life has no choice but to meet you there. Still, you have to pass the test first. That test is the quiet, the unknown, and the scary gap where you feel like you're not doing anything. You're really becoming everything. Hold your ground if you're in that space right now. Do not move. Don't make it better. Do not worry. Take a deep breath, position yourself, and listen. When you get good at this holy quiet, when you stop wanting proof and start being present, life gets loud again, but this time it sings your song. Chapter 5. Don't worry, just integrate. You don't just want things for no reason. It's not a bad thing or a joke from the world. It's a mirror, a word, and a spiritual task. Jung knew this very well. He taught that every wish is a message from the unconscious, not to look for something outside of yourself, but to wake up something inside of you. You don't need money to be rich. You need to feel safe. You don't want to be loved just to be loved. You want to be seen. You don't want to be successful just to get praise. You want to finally think that you're good enough. The issue isn't the wish itself, but the deeply held attachment that lies beneath it. Most people get stuck here. They obsess, mistake wanting to do something for actually doing it, check their phones over and over, read old chats again, and think too much about every delay, silence, and change in energy, and then they call it manifestation. But Jung's idea of individuation tells us that balance, not perfection, is what we should strive for. Focusing on what you don't have won't make you whole. It comes from accepting your light, your shadow, your power, your insecurity, and your deepest truth, even the things you're afraid to look at. You no longer need life to fill you up when you can hold both your power and your struggle. You fill up on your own. Do not hold on to things that bother you. Instead, draw things that you are okay with. When you feel the urge to chase, stop. Out of mastery, not because they are lazy. What part of me still thinks this will complete me? Ask yourself as you close your eyes and take a deep breath. There's a powerful shift when you understand you're already whole and not missing anything, broken, or behind. The fascination goes away. Instead, there is peace, clarity, and real attraction. Strangely enough, the world starts to treat you differently once you stop needing them to show your worth. You're now feeling like, I'm already it. I'm already there. That's the difference between wanting something badly and drawing it to you naturally. You could keep reaching out and looking at every sign. You could also do something very different. Just sit there. Don't do anything. Let life catch up with the person you've already turned into. Because you don't have to run after something once the work inside is done. There's no need to ask. You just allow. You just receive. You just are. You have to choose peace, even if it makes you feel bad. There's no proof where your ego tells you it's not true. This is because reality starts to change when you choose peace over stress. That's when you stop being a guest in your life and start building it. Peace tells you where to go. If you follow it, everything that is meant for you will come to you. Chapter 7. Shadow work is the work of making things happen. You can't make your life better by only liking the nice things about yourself. You can't call for plenty if you push away the parts of yourself that are scared, angry, ashamed, or uncertain. The universe reacts to you as a whole, not just to your goals. To be whole, you have to face the parts of yourself that you've been avoiding your whole life. Carl Jung called it the shadow. The shadow is not bad or dark in a Hollywood sense. It's the parts of yourself that you've buried to stay alive. The fear you hid, the anger you sucked up, the guilt you pretended didn't exist, and the feeling of not being good enough that you hid as desire. A lot of people think that scripting, visualizing, and raising your energy are all parts of manifestation. But integration is what leads to real manifestation, creation that is solid, lasts, and is in line with your soul. Let's be honest, most of the time, when you think about love all the time, it's not about love. If someone loves me, maybe I'll finally feel enough, the wound screams. It's not just desire that drives you to work harder for money. The main idea is, I'm not safe unless I have more. The trap is that what you make will show that your manifestations are based on shadow, lack, fear, trauma, and not being worthy. You'll attract a partner who makes your rejection wound hurt. Money that goes away just as quickly as it shows up. Success that makes you feel empty or worn out. Why? Because you drew it to you through a broken self. Jung's work is so important because he taught us that we need to bring the unconscious into the conscious mind. Until we do this, the unconscious rules our lives, and we call it fate. How to get more people isn't the real question. It's, what part of me still thinks I don't have enough? That's where the dark work starts. It's not easy either. It's not comfortable. It tells you to stop blaming other people and things and start looking at yourself. Instead of focusing on what didn't happen, I need to ask myself, what part of me wasn't ready to receive it? It's not about feeling bad. It's about taking responsibility, giving all of yourself, the good and the bad, a place to be, and telling them you can exist and be seen. You don't have to control me anymore. Because when people see your shadow, it can't work in the background, pulling strings behind your back and making trouble to get your attention. You get your power back. And when you claim it back, your frequency changes. You no longer show up out of fear. You are a magnet because you are whole. Wishful thought is not that. That's quantum alignment. That's safety for the nervous system. That means you are becoming the person who doesn't need the world to fix things that your soul has already fixed. Don't force them. You start to let go. Do not prove anymore. You start to shine. Now you're not asking the world for something you don't have. You're changing into a person who already feels whole. And that inner reality is what changes the outside world. It's not scripts, vision boards, or following signs. It's deep, grounded, fierce unity. This is not the shiny, Instagrammable kind of faith. Sometimes you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I've been trying to make my future come true without making peace with my past. Not any longer. Stop running now. You turn inside. You have to face what has been leading your life without you knowing it. When you do, the fantasy falls apart, your power comes back, and your life starts to reflect who you are as a whole, not your wounds. That's what manifestation is. That's what individuation is. That's being free. Last chapter, you're not making things happen. You're thinking back. Let's end this trip with the most important fact Jung ever spoke. It's not happening for you. You're thinking back. You thought you were building a new life and drawing something from the outside, like your dream partner, success, peace, and plenty. You worked so hard to make something happen with mantras, visualizations, shadow work, healing, and more. But what if getting it in wasn't the real work? What if the goal was to find something that was there all along? Carl Jung was not brilliant at getting people to do more. He was brilliant at showing them that they were already perfect. All the pieces they were chasing were actually pieces of themselves that they had left behind along the way. It's already possible for you to have the love you want. Remember this. It's not a version from the future. It's the first plan you made. The noise got loud somewhere along the way. The world told you that you had to work hard to be important, prove your worth, do things for love, and give up your truth. You forgot then. Forgot how whole you were. Forgot that you were divine. Forgot to align yourself naturally. Your power didn't go away. You're no longer linked to it. Now, you're not making something new as you heal, grow, and find out more about yourself. You're not beginning from scratch. You're just getting rid of things that aren't you, like fear, guilt, proving, perfectionism, overthinking, ties, and stories. It's all just noise that's blocking your soul signal. Jung never showed us how to fix things. He got something that most people miss. You don't need to be fixed. You need to be shown. The overthinking, nervous, and insecure person you've been identifying with is not who you really are. That's just a mask you've been wearing as a way to survive years of forgetfulness and neglect. Being seen for who you are is the soul below. The person who can remember being still. The person who doesn't chase because they already have it. The person who doesn't understand because they already do. Finally, here is the holy truth. You return to your original frequency when you stop grabbing, hustling, scripting, and creating out of fear. The one you were given at birth. The one that didn't need to be proven, just remembered. So when you finally let go, things start to fall into place. This isn't because surrender is a secret code, but because it's how you naturally are. The state of trust. The way things are. The state where the soul wins over the ego. Energy beats effort, and harmony takes the place of stress. Do not try to think your way into the future or force the divine. If you're still stuck in the loop, know this. It's not against you. It wants to remind you. Don't come here to beg for the life you want. Remember that it's already yours while you're here. You're not late once you become the person who can receive it. You're not hurt. You're not behind. It's not happening for you. You're thinking back. You've now remembered enough. You should go back to the quiet, trust, and the part of you that already knows that everything that is meant for you will come to you when you become, not when you chase it. You don't force that becoming. You don't beg. You just allow. You just receive. You just are. Thanks for coming home. Don't scroll past this message if even one line made you feel something. Don't let this moment disappear into your feed like all the other news you only half watch and then forget about. It was more than just a word. It was a mirror, just a thought, a mental stop that tells you you're not here to chase the world. You're here to get back to yourself. Even if it was just for a second. Right below, I let go. I received it, not to get attention, not for likes. I want to tell your mind, though, that this time I choose alignment over obsession. I choose to live over myself. I choose to become instead of beg. You're hit like, not to feed the computer, but to keep this energy in your body and mind, to tell your mind this moment mattered. I'm different. Sign up now if you're sick of quick fixes and short-term inspiration and ready to dive into Jungian truths that rebuild you from the inside out. It's not a station. It's a trip, a way for souls that want to remember. Most importantly, share this with someone you care about who is lost in the loop and chasing everything but themselves. As Jung also said, your vision will become clear only when you look into your heart. Who looks outside of dreams? Those who look inside wake up. Now is the time to wake up. Pay attention to yourself. Give up looking. Start to see. Because being still is a protest in a world that is always wanting more. Power is being present. Plus, sometimes doing nothing is the bravest thing you can do. Take deep breaths. Do not forget that you're not producing. You're thinking back. Now you can start your return. If this message made you feel something, don't end it here. The next movie will show you more about the path of healing, growth, and finding out more about yourself. It could be the big step forward your soul has been waiting for. Use it right now. Click subscribe. Set up alerts. Join a group of people who care about truth, change, and real inner growth. You're not the only one going this way. Next movie, I'll see you. That's where we keep becoming who we were always meant to be.